Hi guys! So today we're going to be looking at Chapter 8, Section 2, Linear Equations in Two Variables. Let's start off with review first in evaluating the expression. So right here we ask the question, evaluate 2x minus 7 when x is equal to negative 9. I'll give you a few minutes to try this out on your own first. Alright, so let's start on it. So when we're asked to evaluate 2x minus 7 when x is equal to negative 9, the first thing that I want to do is get the number negative 9 and substitute it into our x value. So we get here the new expression, 2 times negative 9 minus 7. We want to solve for that. So we can use our PEDMAS rule. In PEDMAS, so I'll write down PEDMAS here. If there's any parentheses, we want to deal with those first. Exponents such as x to the power 2, we want to deal with that second. Then comes division and multiplication, and then addition and subtraction. So here we have 2 times negative 9, and it's subtracting by 7. So I'm going to start off with multiplying first. 2 times negative 9 equals to negative 18. Negative 18 minus 7, that would equal to negative 25. All right, let me clear this. And then let's continue on. So today for vocabulary, we're looking at ordered pairs. Ordered pairs, which is x value and a y value, are solutions to an equation with two variables, and the variables that we're using are always x and y. So for example, let's say we have the equation with two variables where we have 2x minus y equaling to 5, and we're given the ordered pair 1, 3. So first thing I want to do is find out what my x value is and my y value is. If I write underneath, oops, I moved it. If I write underneath x comma y, we know that our x value is 1 and our y value is 3. And again, I'm just going to plug these values into our variables. So we get as our new expression 2 times 1 minus 3. And that's supposed to equal to 5. So we want to determine here if negative 1, 3 is a solution or not. So I'm going to solve for this side here. 2 times 1, that equals to 2, minus 3, that equals to negative 1. And negative 1 is not the same as the number 5. So we have to say here that the ordered pair 1, 3 is not a solution for 2x minus y equaling to 5. Right. Okay, let me clear this and then let's continue on. Let's say we have a different equation, and let's change this ordered pair to 1, negative 3. So we want to tell whether the ordered pair 1, negative 3 is a solution to 2x minus y equaling to 5. So again, I'm going to put the x value and y value down so I know what they are. X is equal to 1, y is equal to negative 3. Once I do that, I'm going to substitute it into our equation here. So I get 2 parentheses 1 minus parentheses negative 3. And that equals to 5. So 2 times 1, that equals to 2. A negative times a negative gives me a positive 3. And that would give me 2 plus 3, that equals to 5. So here, 5 equals to 5. So we can say that this is a solution to the equation. We could say here that 1, negative 3 is a solution to 2x minus y equaling to 5. Okay. So let me clear this, and then let's try it out on the Nearpod. So let me move to the question, and then let me move this a bit. Okay, so the question is asking us to tell whether the ordered pair 0, 4 is a solution for 3x plus 2y equaling to negative 8. I'll give you a few minutes to try this out on your own first. Alright, so if we're looking at 0, 4, again, I'm going to put the ordered pair x, y underneath. That tells me what my x value is. X is going to equal to 0, and our y value is going to equal to 4. And then we have our equation 3x plus 2y equaling to negative 8. I'm going to substitute the values in. We get 3 times 0 plus 2 times 4 equaling to negative 8. 3 times 0, that equals to 0. 2 times 4 equals to 8. We have that equaling to negative 8. And so 0 plus 8, that equals to 8. And so since we get different answers, we have to say here that 0, 4 is not a solution for 3x plus 2y equaling to negative 8. Alright, so let me clear this, and then let's continue on. Alright, so right here we're being asked to graph a linear equation. Whenever we're graphing linear equations, we have 3 steps that we want to take. The first step is to make a table using the points -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So as shown over here, we're being asked to graph out y equals to 2x minus 1. The values that were given are -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So after I create that table, the next step I want to do is to substitute all those x values that I put down, which is the -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and I want to substitute them to find out what my y value is. So right here, since x is equal to -2, then I'm going to substitute it into my equation here. So we get y is equal to 2 times -2 minus 1. That turns into -4 minus 1, and that equals to -5. So down here, with underneath the -2, I'm going to put down -5. Now I want to look at x is equal to -1. When x equals to -1, I have y is equal to 2 times -1 minus 1. So 2 times -1, that gives me -2, minus 1, that equals to -3. So underneath the -1, I'm putting a -3 down. The next one I have is x is equal to 0. So x equals to 0. I'm going to plug in y equals to 2 times 0 minus 1. And so we get here 0 minus 1 equaling to -1. So underneath the 0, I'm writing down -1. Next one is x is equal to 1. So when x equals to 1, I'm plugging in y equals to 2 times 1 minus 1. And we get 2 minus 1, which equals to 1. So underneath the 1, I'm going to put down another 1. And then the last one we have is x is equal to 2. So when x equals to 2, we have y equals to 2 times 2 minus 1. That will be 4 minus 1, which just equals to 3. So underneath the 2, I'm going to place down the 3. Now that I have all the y values, we're going to go to step 3. Now, step 3 is going to be creating ordered pairs and then graphing out these ordered pairs. So the way that I'm going to be finding my ordered pairs is vertically looking up and down at the x value and the y value. Again, the top numbers, as we said here, are our x values. The bottom numbers are our y values. So here we get -2, -5. We have -1, -3, 0, -1, 1, 1, and 2, 3. Once we have all of our ordered pairs, now we have to graph them. So let's look at -2, -5 first. When we have -2, -5, remember that these on top here are our x values, and then these on top on the right are our y values. Whenever we're looking at our x values, we're either going to be looking at the x-axis here, and it's going to be either on the left side or on the right side of the graph. If I'm looking at my y values, they're going to be on the y-axis. So we're either going to be moving up or down. So let's start off with the x-axis first. We have -2. So I'm starting at -2, and then it's telling me that I have to go down to -5. So I'm going to move it all the way down to -5 here. And I'm just going to erase the rest of this part. And I'll write down here that this is our ordered pair, -2, -5. The next step that I want to do is look at, let me clear this one right here. We want to look at -1, -3. Right over here. So -1, -3. Let's try it out. We're going to move to the left 1 point, and then we're moving down 3 points. So right here, I'm going to erase this, and we're left with -1, -3. Next point that we have here, or next ordered pair that we have, is going to be 0, -1. So with 0, we don't have to move anywhere because 0 is in the very middle. That's what we call our origin point. And it's telling us that we're moving down 1. So we have -1 down here. So our new point is going to be 0, -1. Next one that we're doing is 1, 1. So right here we have 1, 1. It's telling us that we're moving up 1, or sorry, we're moving to the right 1, and then we move up 1. So we have our ordered pair, 1, 1. And the last one that we're going to be completing is 2, 3. Right over here. So we have 2, 3. For 2, 3, we're moving up 2. So I'm going to move, or we're moving to the right 2. And then we're moving up 3. So here is our point. And our point here is 2, 3. Once we have all of our points written down, the last step is to create our line by just connecting them all together. So I'm going to get a line and connect them all together. And there is my graph. Okay. So let me clear this, and then let's try out the last question on the Nearpod. The last question is asking you to fill out the following table for the equation y equals to 3x minus 4. And I'll write it down right here. We have y equals to 3x minus 4. Now on the table, it shows us that we have the y values for -10, -7, and -4. but we are still missing the values for the x values for 2 and 1. So make sure to substitute the x values into the equation and find out what your y value is here. I'll give you a few minutes to do that. Alright, so the first one that we're looking at is the x value for 2. So when x is equal to 2, I'm going to plug it in the x value into the equation. Y equals to 3 times 2 minus 4. This would equal to 6 minus 4, and that equals to 2. So our y value is going to equal to 2 here. The other one that was missing was for x is equal to 1. So when I plug it in, y equals to 3 times 1 minus 4. This equals to 3 minus 4, and that turns into negative 1. So our last value would be negative 1. So hopefully this helped. Good luck.